and hope you like that. I saw dighsx, I believe, which is who I'm going to be responding to here, playing Run with the Devil a little while ago. And I just love this album, DH1. Van Halen, the verse, that is, not that crap town. Well, today, as Dick would say, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. I'm smoking my Royal Falcon, Comoy's second, with Sobrani, Solani, my mistake, Solani aged Burley Flake. And it's not, I'm not having trouble keeping it lit right now, because we're just starting it up. I'm using the old method. Now, I saw your 10 questions, Dick, and I thought I'd answer them. Now, a gallon of milk. I can't recall, it's been a little while, I don't drink much milk, but I believe it's about $4 or $5. That's about what I can figure. And a gallon of gas, I have no clue. I didn't do due diligence and find out a gallon of gas, since I don't drive. And, well, that's it. Now 50 grams of tobacco, here's one I can't answer because I buy tobacco. I'm paying around 22 bucks for bulk and about 25 for some Throgmorton, in the tin. So it's not too much of a discrepancy. It allows me to get tins and not feel bad about it. But the fact is that tobacco tax in Canada here is quite ridiculous. I think it's just our government being completely and utterly ridiculous, raising the tax to curb smoking, which I think is completely wrong. Like, I'm trying to quit smoking right now, and don't get me wrong, I wouldn't want to go into a bar and have a guy smoking next to me while I'm trying to resist the temptation myself. But the fact is that I think they should allow smoking in bars and lower the tobacco tax. I'd be happy with half. And a lot of you might disagree with me on smoking in bars, and that's fine with me. But the fact is that the report by the EPA and the WHO that says secondhand smoke causes cancer is, as Penn and Teller would have put it, complete bullshit. I have fact-checked them, and yes, they are correct, it is bullshit, because a small percentile of increased risk is negligible. Like, that is could be attributed to variance among people. It's ridiculous. And when you ban smoking in bars, like you're legislating the private sector, it's the government legislating what we do. Our freedoms are what we're doing. So, we should allow smoking in bars, even if it is cigarettes as well as pipes, because the government should have no say in what the private sector does and what we as people do. Anyway, let's move on. I'm getting long-winded here. But $22 for about 50 grams of bulk. And I'm not sure how much. I think the 50 grams of, say, Sale Green is about 13, 12 bucks, something like that. Not too bad, so I might as well smoke relatively decent tobacco. And local dish. I don't think there's a local dish here. I haven't heard any tell of it. I guess it would just be like the Canadian answer would be poutine, which is, you know, fries with some cheese curds and some gravy on top. And that's it. That comes from Quebec and all that. But it is good. It's great. I like it. And I've heard that down in the States, fellas don't have like dill pickle chips or ketchup chips. I don't like ketchup chips, but I like dill pickle chips. Though they may be getting me of these things now, I don't know. I haven't been in a long time. Population in the town, I think it's somewhere around 10,000. I'm in Oshawa, Ontario. Trust me, it's not the best place to be. But heck, it could be worse. It's good where you make it. Do I know other pipe smokers in the area? Yeah. I do, as a matter of fact. I met a good many actually. Not nearly as many as cigarette smokers at the pipe night hosted by my local tobacconist. It seems like they're good folks. Now, how far to my tobacconist? Now, Google Maps tells me that it is 4.9 kilometers, 5.5 through different routes. So, there's your answer for that. How far to work? I don't work right now. I'm a student, and I don't have time. Otherwise I would. And what famous pipe smoker would I smoke a pipe with? I did like your answer about your initial answer about Oppenheimer, because he'd be an interesting guy to smoke with, I think. And I don't know if Carl Sagan was a pipe smoker. I do know he smoked pot. So maybe he'd welcome the idea of smoking a pipe. I don't know. But I would smoke with Carl Sagan or Oppenheimer. But it's a good question. But I guess like you, I would like to smoke a pipe with my grandfather, because I understand that in his youth, I call him my papa. So I'd smoke with my papa. In his youth, he smoked a pipe. I understand he smoked a church warden. Yeah, now, you know, I just love to sit with him and chat in his youth and know the kind of man he was. Not the man he grew to be, but the man he was when he was my age. What? Like you? No time machine? So it ain't gonna happen. Now, the last question. How far to get a new pipe? This is pretty much the same answer as how far is my tobacconist? 4.9 kilometers. So that's about as far as I'd have to walk. Or hop on a bus and walk for about 10 minutes. Well, there's your answers, Dick. And yeah, we may not have talked before this, but that's okay. And I was going to add a question to this video, but I followed through with it before, and that was going to be that the question that, should I shave my beard and leave my mustache? But as you can see, I went ahead with it without your advisement, YouTube. And you can say I left myself with like the standard Van Dyke, just the mustache and goatee. Now, well, I don't think I look too bad with it. I think it looks alright. Look a little more put together, a little more cleaned up, a little less like Mountain Man. Which, well, you know, it could be considered not a very good thing, or it could be considered a great thing. Me, I'm not inclined either direction, good or bad. It just is, because I don't place too much value on societal norms or how people value certain things other than me. That either makes me a dick or just a free spirit. But I was raised by hippies, so that's about it. Alright, YouTube. I hope you liked the little peek at my record player over there. and maybe I'll show it to you in more detail one day. It's a really nice little machine. I'll tell you the story about how I got it. Not much of a story, but yeah, it's a little story. And it's a great little thing. And lets me listen to Van Halen, among other things. Maybe I'll take you through my purchases in records lately. Alright, well, I guess that's about it. Until next time, enjoy every sandwich.